In 2022, I made a decision that changed my life forever. I mean, honestly, I was scared just like many people today. But when I got to where I needed to be, it was definitely worth it. Listen, I'm your man, Humble Hampton. I know it's been a while since I brought a video to you, but this is one you don't want to miss. Go ahead and hit subscribe, like this video, because I'm gonna be making many, many, many more just like this video. And on my channel specifically moving forward, I'm gonna be going more into vlog style and more behind the scenes, and because people really want to know. I've been kind of private. I mean, been very, very private about my travels and the things that I do. So I'm gonna start shedding some light on that. So let's tap in. Back in 2022, right? I just want to say this was shortly. The pandemic started in 2020. I want to say that. And we all, as people living in America, we all kind of went through it. We were going through all type of depression. We were going through all type of financial battles. We were going through spiritual battles and things that we didn't even know that was going on, behind us. So um, I made a huge, huge, huge decision back in 2022. And when I say it changed my life, like I really want y'all to understand, I took a risk. And it seems very, very scary when you have never done it. But now that I have done it, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's not only normal, it needs to be a part of your lifestyle as well. I don't like when people say everybody don't travel or it's not for everyone, woo woo, because you don't know what you don't know. Okay, so let me just give you a little backstory about me. So I am a Army veteran and a father. And again, back then I was just trying to figure stuff out. I was like, man, like why is stuff so expensive? Like I want to do this with my girls. I want to be able to like travel with my mom and stuff like that. And I just wanted to just kind of live in a way to where everybody still had enough to do what they wanted to do after everything they needed to do was taken care of, right? Um, and so like basically the world was just going crazy around this time. And so like, hmm, I want to say I left January of 2000. Yeah, right after New Year's. I spent New Year with some family and then boom, I left. But 6 months prior to that, let's talk about it. We really need to talk about the preparation that it took before I got there, right? So I told y'all that I was a veteran, or I'm a veteran. I also have other veteran buddies and veteran friends that I have, you know, held relationships with over time. We keep in contact. We check on each other, whether it's social media or text here and there. And, salute to all my bros out there, or whether you're a veteran from any branch, salute to y'all. Um, and that's specifically who I help. I help, veterans transition, whether they're trying to go in or whether they're getting out and, trying to build their own brand. So, because I understand how hard it is, especially as a veteran. And if you're a father, yeah. So what I did was 6 months prior to me moving, I'm gonna be very 100%, 1,000% honest with you. Like to all my fam back home, all my people in Louisiana and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I didn't have a lot of money before I left. Like I'm just trying to like really like I had enough, if that for I guess for some people, but I want to say maybe I only had maybe about say like 2,000 like in my savings at the time. Like I was like going through a bad situation and I was living by myself. I had an apartment. Like even talking about this right now made me just like angry all over again sometimes because it's like I never want to go back there. But what I did was at the time I wasn't 100% disabled veteran, so I was only getting so much, so I was making that stretch, with like bills and all different other type of like things that I had to pay for. And then I was like, okay, something got to change. And then now, mind you, during that time, I had been a professional car detailer for literally the last I want to say 3, 4 years. So I was a professional ceramic coater, coating installer. So essentially, what we were doing is, for in dummy terms, we're just buffing all the scratches out of the cars where it's showroom ready, and then layering an extra layer of clear coat over the top of the vehicle to protect its just the value of the vehicle and the paint. That way, it keeps its quality. And we've done, let's just say some very high end cars. So I love cars, so I've done that for the last 4 years, and then just doing my own personal side businesses while doing that. That's what I have been doing. It's just something just ended up happening during that pandemic time, um, that tend to, like, it shook up the world. It shook up a lot of people. So 6 months prior, I didn't have a job. So all I had was just one source of income coming in. So guess what I had to do? Sorry for my chair, so squeaky. But guess what I had to do? I had to humble myself. I humbled myself, and I literally walked out of my apartment door. I walked into my apartment complex main office, and I said, "Hey, are y'all hiring?" And I said, "Can I get an application, please?" And now, mind you, I didn't walk in there in my night clothes. I didn't walk in there just waking up, like, yawning and stuff like that. I woke up 6 in the morning like I always do. Well, 5:30. Went to the gym, came, showered, breakfast, whole 9 yards. And I put on a button down and I put on slacks, and I walked in there professional, because they needed to know that I was serious, because I really needed the money, right? So I got the job, obviously on the spot, because I always pay my rent on time. They said no brainer. And the only thing was, they said, "Hey, do you know how to, use a hammer and nails? Basically, you know how to paint walls. You know how to, reinstall lights and vent, all type of just small household things." I said, "Of course, cool." And for 6 months straight, not only did I get a reduction in my rent, because I chose to work overtime, but I also got paid, right? And I was able to save that money all the way leading up to before I went to Thailand. And here's the other part: I bought my ticket 6 months prior. Not one, not two, not three. If you can, you can. It's just, but again, I was in a tight spot, so 6 months was better for me. So I purchased my ticket literally July. It was, yeah, actually my birthday is July 9th. I purchased my ticket to Thailand the July 10th, the day after my birthday. So I already knew in July that I was going to go, right? Now, mind you, most people aren't willing to do that. They aren't willing to do the work and save up, or go get an extra job and say, "Okay, I need an extra couple grand before I can go out there." That's what I did. So I had a cushion when I left, and I was able to kind of be free. Now, fast forward. Now, Brian, how were you able to move around so smoothly? How were you able to get acclimated to the country so fast? I did the work. Again, a year prior. No, no, no. I want to say 2 years prior. So this is 2020. This is pandemic. I have a best friend, and I encourage you all to start making friends. I want to encourage you all to start being open minded. I have a best friend that I have been friends with since my early 20s. Um, I joined the military at 17. I did 6 years. I got out, and I immediately went into government contracting. I met him while on this government contracting job, and we were the same age. Literally, birthdays in the same month. He's the day after mine, and we're two different races, right? I'm black, he's white, right? My name's Brian, his name is Adam, and I gotta salute to Adam. Everybody needs an Adam. That's Let me tell you the hack. That's the hack when it comes to this traveling shit. When you moving and you going different places, everybody needs to have an Adam in every place that they go, if that makes sense. Let me explain. When I got to Thailand, no, let's back up. Adam had been actually trying to get me to move, or at least visit Thailand, for the last 4 years prior to me going. He has lived there by himself as an American veteran, very well off, same age as me for years. He hasn't. I ain't gonna say he's never been back. I'm pretty sure he's came back to the States a few times, but he lives there permanently, right? And I'm saying that to say this. All I did was say, "Hey, man, I'm ready to take that leap. Can you help me?" And it wasn't like me paying him and none of those things because we're friends, right? Of course, I booked my flight. Of course, I found places that I wanted to live. But in the beginning, I didn't want to do all that work. He found a place for me, even if it wasn't the best or what I wanted it to look like. I didn't have to do the work. Hey, bro, just I'll slide you a couple dollars, or I'll take you out to lunch or breakfast on me for a week, whatever the case may be. I definitely showed my love to him for sure. But again, he made my transition very, very smoothly because when I got there, man, like I want to say I had a bad experience because first time I landed, they lost my luggage and I was upset. But the moment I was like in the airport and they seen the frown on my face, they were like, "Sir, no frowning. We smile. This is land of the smiles. How can we help you?" I said, "My luggage. This is my first time here. I'm American." I'm like showing them my passport. They're like, "Relax. We will find your luggage and we will send your luggage to you to your destination. Just give us your address of where you're going." And I said, "But I need this stuff now." Woo woo. And it's like, they apologized. And sometimes these things happen, especially coming from international flights. Now, mind you, this was a very long flight. I was just irritated from the flight. She went out, she went back, grabbed me a bottle of water. Um, you know, like they're very accommodating. They make it to where you cannot be upset about anything. So, that was a quick welcoming uh, little thing for me. And then the moment, I was there was the phone situation, right? Like I didn't handle the phone situation before I left. So I'm like, all right, now how do I contact people? How do I connect to the Wi-Fi so I can call my friend and woo woo? And he had a ride there waiting for me already. To get to my hotel that was already reserved for me already. So this is the importance of making friends and keeping good relationships. Um, that's the hack that I did, right? Another thing, I joined a Facebook group. Again, there's multiple Facebook groups for any country that you want to move to around the world. If you are a white guy moving to Africa, they have white guy groups that live, in South Africa. Or if you are a black guy moving to China, they got groups for black men in China. Like, again, you have to be specific about what you want to do. You got to know who your crowd is, where you want to go. I joined some Facebook groups. I got in cool with some people. I started sifting through the information that they say in the groups. And I started to fact check to see what was true, what was not. And in most cases, it's true because these people that are in the group, they live there right now. So currently to this day, I'm in a Black in Bangkok group. And again, it's not on some Black empowerment movement or nothing like that. It's just a community for people who are lost just like I was when I first got there, who needed to be around people just like them and who were new there as well, and who kind of are very just open arm, loving, very, very loving to be real, very genuine people, very down to earth people, very holistic, healthy people, who want to see the best in you. And honestly, I've only came across those type of people in Thailand because those were my intentions. So boom, join you a Facebook group or something before you go. And again, the ticket was only $600 because I paid 6 months in advance. It's kind of crazy, but that's what it was. Um, and it was only a one way, so it wasn't like a round trip or nothing like that. It was only a one way ticket. And then again, I have my passport already. I've been had it because I've been to a few other countries. So as far as let's see, upon entry, I got to Thailand. No, let me back up. I got travel insurance. That's what I did do. And then also, I love cars. I felt like I was gonna be driving, so I went to AAA. Uh, like basically, you could just go to AAA, you take your license there, and then you ask them like, "Hey, can I get an international license?" So I just went there, boom, gave them my license, and got an international driver's license. So when I was in Thailand, I was able to drive, and so I did get pulled over. They see a black man driving. You know what I'm saying? Like windows down, what I'm saying, glasses on. I'm definitely not from there. So they just sometimes they stop me just because they just want to know. It's not even like it's it's not even like, oh, they pulled me over because it's like, no, like, hey, we can see that you're a foreigner. We just want to make sure everything checks out. I don't take it personal because at the end of the day, they ended up following me on social media and they just want to be cool with you. And you just can't have an American mindset when you get to new places. Now, many times, we're going to be scared we get pulled over by the cops over here. Um, but now over there, it's really all love as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you got your right documentation. So I had mine. And I could also tell you about experience. In another video, I'll tell you about my experience where I got into a bad accident on a moped and had to go to the police station and everything. Oh my God, like that's a story for another day. Nevertheless, um, I got my international license. Boom. So again, I get to Thailand. Now, mind you, during the time I get there, for American visa holders, you could have stayed in the country, not 90 days, I want to say 60 days at the time. So you could have stayed there for 2 months and then you had one 30-day extension, so 90 days. And then after that, you would have to go every 30 days um, outside of the country to do a visa run or border run or whatever. So my plan was not to stay there for as long as I did. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just keep it real with you. My plan was not to stay there as long as I did. My plan was to only stay for maybe 3 months and just to see if I wanted to actually live there. Man, when I tell you after the first 3 weeks, I didn't want to go nowhere else. That's the bad thing about going. That's the good and the bad thing about Thailand, man. When you go there and you get comfortable and you just get used to it, you like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere else for it. So like, even when I visited other countries, it was like I was always trying to compare it to Thailand, and it just wasn't really. I just can't explain it. It just it just wasn't really hitting. And again, I love people and respect people everywhere, but it's different when you getting treated nice 24/7. Almost everywhere you go, and it's not like a facade. It's not like I got to put the smile on to get your money or something like that. It's not like that. And I'll remind you, I'm talking about having the right intentions here. Because if you go to any place with the wrong intentions, then you're gonna have, bad experiences. But nevertheless, so basically about 2 years of networking. So boom, I left, I bought my ticket, got there. And like I said, I was scared just like y'all. But boom, I'm talking about as soon as you get off the plane, I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry. Food galore. You got options out the wazoo. I'm talking like when I say options, not like within one. Cause I'm talking about like different cuisines, like from different countries. If you want Indian food, if you want uh, Chinese food, obviously Thai food is pressure, it's on point, it's fresh, it's right there in front of your face. But like I was surprised at how many other different type of cultures and food that was there. I actually tried so many, and then now we're not talking about the cost of living. I'm talking. I feasted when I got off the flight for all of about $25. $25. I want to say, man. Now mind you, these are three different places I went to. One place, as soon as I got off the plane, is called Barnchan Chicken. I maybe spent about $10 there, just to get me to where I needed to go. And then I went to this one place after that. Now I wanted some. I love Mexican food. I love tacos. I actually found a birria taco truck in Bangkok. And I gotta tell you something. That's all I'm gonna say is listen, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So, and I spent about, I want to say $7, $8 there. I had a beer, so I made about $10 too. So, now I'm $20 in. I'm halfway through my day. That's just like on food. Now, mind you, I'm just splurging on food. Now, I'm not talking about little stuff I done bought from the gas station and stuff like that. I don't really spend money on anything like that for real, other than like food when I'm out. Um, but like, all I'm gonna say is I still have money left in my pocket to go shopping for summer clothes. Now, we need to talk about this part because some of y'all just can't go. Some of y'all don't have the mindset yet. Like, one thing Thailand will do is bring out every emotion in you. It will make you face everything that you have overlooked, that you tried to put in the closet, that you tried to put up under the rug, or everything that you think that you was running from. Like, Thailand is one of those places where it gives you the time and it just catch back up to you. It comes and it just sit right there in front of your face like this, like on a plate, just a big plate of your mess right there in front of you for you to look at. Right? You either do one or two things when you are confronted with that. You either break, fold, crumble, or you dismantle that. You piece by piece. You eat away at it piece by piece because that's your mess that you made. So you need to be able to learn how to let go of your, and like if you're from America and you're watching this, let go of your American mindset. Please don't take that over there. That country ain't going for it. Trust me. If you from New York, Texas, Cali, Virginia, wherever, Florida, Georgia, don't think you finna get to Thailand and make it a little mini Georgia or a little mini Louisiana. I don't even think I'm finna make it Louisiana. I love Louisiana, but I don't think I'm finna go over there and turn it up. We ain't finna be on no Cajun Creole. They might try a meal, but trust me, it's gonna be Thailand over everything. That's why I respect their culture because they know how to be together, right? And they treat you like you're one. And then you gotta remember, don't be scared. I was scared, but the moment I landed, like I was asking myself, why in the fuck was I so scared? Why would I and then I had to think, America. It's the propaganda that they show us. They don't show you all the great sides of Thailand. Social media has been showing the party sides, and you got these young guys, of course. They're all just on these party streets and with the girls and ooh, get it. I get it, bro. Have fun, do your thing. But that's why I said your intentions matter. I didn't post any real content of me living in Thailand for the last almost 2 years because I didn't want to be seen as one of those guys out there on the red light district streets or with the, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not me. That's not what I was doing, to be real with you. I really wasn't. And I just honestly didn't like the fact that you got foreigners making those type of videos about the country and they're literally only showing like 0.09% of the country. Um, like that's why I said it's my fault for not showing y'all the real true nature of Thailand, the real true people, and the real culture. That's on me because honestly, I believe that some of those things shouldn't be shared. That's just my belief. I truly believe that when I woke up at 6 in the morning, 7 or 8 in the morning, or 9 at night with my girls and my daughters, and I wanted to go walk around the neighborhood, stray dogs or not, we walked right past them and they just looked at us like, "What's up, bro?" Like we're walking, taking morning walks, and neighbors are giving us free pad thai, free bananas, free mangoes, free oranges. Oh, you got beautiful babies. Here's a bag. Here's 3. So it's like when you get used to that, you come back to America and you like, your neighbor like staring at you because you're taking your trash out. So it's like you just can't come over there with that type of mindset. And I know people want to talk about like people want to ask about like money. What did you do for work? Again, I'm a veteran, so I was fortunate enough really not to have to work. And then two, like I day trade on the side. So if I'm able to make a few trades here and there, and then budget, all you got to do is budget your money. If it only costs you, my rent only cost me $300 a month. Again, um, my phone bill was $15. My internet bill was $20. And then, like I said, I spent a total of maybe $500 a month on food for myself. That's just for myself. Okay, so now people want to say, all right, well, what did you spend on your family? What did you do with your family? How did you do that part? Okay, listen very closely. I hope y'all been taking notes because like I'm not just really talking for my health. Like I'm really, and I'm not like one of those like influencers that's like, oh, you got to do the mindset thing. No, I'm very serious because like you could get kicked out of the country. They have the right to do that. So you need to remember that. And again, even military trainings, with before we would go anywhere, they teach you before you go into any country, their bylaws, their rules, the rules of their land. So that's what you need to be sure that you do before you go anywhere. Know the rules of their land, and don't just be American, right? Be open. Um, now, so that's the biggest thing you have to figure out for yourself before you go anywhere. How do you get that residual income? How do you get that stable, steady income, something that's coming in every month for you? If you're not a veteran, if you work in a job, what I would tell you to do is invest. I would say invest in dividend paying stocks. Keep investing in them until they paying you enough to where you don't gotta work. Learn how to trade, learn a skill to where you basically know how to print money. You know, make some connections. What are you great at? What are you good at? What can you teach? Who can you help? Charge a service for something that you can actually help people with. Again, or you can humble yourself. Like I said, do what I did. Now, mind you, I still had some income coming in, but I was really hustling. I had income coming in, one source of income, and I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna work at the apartment complex. So I worked at the apartment complex, one source of income coming in, and then I was still kind of like detailing cars here and there. So it was like a little bit of extra money coming in, and then now maybe I would say this: if you're not a big flipper, then it ain't for you. But I was good. I'm good at selling shit, so I can flip stuff. So I'll find something on Facebook Marketplace, buy it. I don't necessarily have to do nothing to it if it was already working or if it already came functional. So I would just flip it for a higher price. That's it. 6 months of doing that, like I said, I was able to come up a few grand and do what I needed to do when I was out there. Now, mind you, I didn't live in Bangkok. That's the major city there. I didn't live there. I got to Bangkok for a week and I said, hey, it's not for me. I don't like the city vibe. I'm a country boy from Louisiana. I grew up riding horses. I grew up, talking to my papa, my uncles and cousins, playing in the land. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people be calling me like pretty boy and stuff, and I'm like, relax, bro. We can go out there and get down in that mud right now if that's what you choose to do. But like, no, like I'm not like what they call like a big aesthetic person. Like I don't got to be in the high rise and the crazy stuff. Did I stay there? Yes, of course, because it's cheap. And not only is it cheap, like it's an experience. But for me, I'd rather live like in the country. So I live 2 hours away in a city called Lopburi. It's Lopburi. But while living there, I have gotten so used to saying Lopburi, or this is kind of like how they pronounce it. So I guess like when I was traveling out throughout Thailand, they asked me where do I live. I'd be like, oh, Lopburi, and they'd be like, like so and I'm like, yeah. Uh, um, chai. So chai is yes, basically. Mai is no, and what is it? So Karpum cup is thank you. Um, Sawadi cup. That's hello. So these are like the basic terms that like you need to know when you get there. But now mind you, so I lived in Locally, and they say, okay, well, how'd you find a place there? Again, my best friend Adam, that's where he was living. So he didn't have to necessarily find me a place there, but he did that too. So he found me a place there for like a month. I went from Bangkok to there, stayed there for a month. Now that whole month, I looked for my own place. The entire month, like he was like, he gave me some other options. He was like, but hey man, it's up to you after this. I looked for my own place. Um, and I found an apartment, 1 bedroom, one bath, balcony. I was on like maybe the eighth floor, no, third floor. But it came with a pool, came with a gym, came with a rooftop view basically, and I didn't need anything else. And it also had like a little mini store attached to it in the front, with like a gas station stop, but not a gas station, but just like a convenience store, like water, eggs, milk, and then they will cook every day. So guess what? Every day I just go down. Every a meal was maybe like $1.50, maybe $2.50, maybe, and I'm talking eggs, rice, fried rice. This is fresh. She just picked this from the garden. She's chopping up the veggies. I smell this as I'm coming down at 7, 8 in the morning. I'm like, all right, cool. She's getting fresh, eggs from the farm down the street, and um, the shrimp, that the fish, the meat, everything is fresh. The sea, you can smell it in the air. You can feel it in the air. The weather is perfect. It's kind of humid. It's perfect for me. No more than about 70, 75 degrees, little wind breeze. And I'm like, the sun is rising. I got food, the gym right down the street. I'm like, man, life is good right now. Like, even if I bought a regular breakfast here right now, this morning in America, I'm gonna spend about a good $20, brother. I spent $20 on a week's worth of meals. So, my food and shelter taken care of, and at the time, my apartment that I had, um, before I got a house, the apartment was only 200 bucks a month. Only 200 bucks a month, so I had to put down 3 months, 2 months of rent, and then the deposit. So I put down 600 bucks. 600 bucks, 200 bucks a month, amenity, everything else included. Um, just walk downstairs, go get my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, yeah. So then if I want to order anything for the house or your apartment, there's an app called Lazada. It's similar to Amazon. Instead, you can pay with cash the moment they arrive, but you got to make sure you're there because they will be there early. And that's another thing. When they say they're gonna come, they're gonna come. And it's super convenient. Now, from my apartment, I was like, okay, I have children. So at the time we were talking, I was like, hey, if we're gonna try to do this, then I'm gonna have to fly back so we can make this happen. I'm not gonna let you fly over here with my kids by yourself. So what I did was I found a home. Now the home was 300 bucks a month. So I went from a 1 bedroom that was $200 a month in locally to a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom home, two car garage, like little porch driveway thing. And it was gated, by the way, so I got to lock and close my gate in my little driveway. Um, and my girls had room to play. And again, we talking like marble floors, the ambient lighting in the ceiling. I had to buy. Now the only thing is it didn't come furnished, so I had to fully furnish it. Well, I'm lying. 1 bedroom came furnished, and it came with one AC unit. But again, everything else was so cheap. I maybe spent about over a month or two. I want to say 2 grand just putting in like a new refrigerator, ACs, beds for the girls, my office stuff like that. But yeah, so 3 bedroom, 2 bath, uh, 300 bucks a month. Internet was only 15. Phone bill was only 20. Water was included with that, and and the same thing. I had to put down 2 months worth of the rent, and then the 1 month deposit. Now, mind you, when I bought this home or got the lease for this home, you have to learn how to do business with Thai people. You have to learn how to get out the car or get off of your bike, whatever, get in the community, shake hands, speak the language, talk to the owners. I just happened to be riding my moped through the neighborhood looking. I was physically looking for places to rent. And because I was looking on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, man, I don't know where the hell I'm at. I don't know the neighborhoods that they're saying. I don't even know the language. So my bro just said, man, you're just gonna have to get out there and look, man. And I took I took his moped, put my helmet on, and just started riding. And they saw a black guy riding around in the city like locally. You never really see that. So they're like, oh, look at this stuff. And I asked them, I put on my phone, listen to this very carefully and take notes. I put on my phone. I went to Google Translate and I did Thai to English or English to Thai. And I had it already pre-written in my phone. Hello, my name is Brian. I am looking to rent a home here, but I don't know the best areas. Can you help me, please? And then I would show it to them in the Thai version to them, and they would look up to me and smile and say, of course, chai, chai, chai. And one guy, I promise you not, you got to be open minded. One guy said, chai, grabbed my phone, um, said, come on. And he basically had my phone in his hand, walking me up to his house. He had a nice house too. And we hopped in his truck. And he drove me around the city for maybe 20, 25 minutes and did not know a lick of English. So I just want y'all to let that sit in y'all head real quick. I rode with this random Thai man who did not know zero English, but he wanted to learn some English. But because I was willing to go on my phone and put forth the effort and say, I'm willing to try with you as well, because I need your help too. Right? That's what I love about traveling. You get to work with people, you get to see people willing to work with you, and then you get to see just how much love people really got for you. After that, I knew exactly where I wanted to live. And the crazy part about it is he knew the owner of the home that I leased out. How about that? Right? So now anytime I go back, and this guy, he's a home builder. Anytime I go back, he's expecting for me to, basically give him some blueprints. I told him, I said I'd come back with some American designs to see if we could build me something special. But what I'm saying is all that started from me just, doing the work like that. So y'all want to know how I was able to do it. That was how I was able to do it. And again, I flew back to America. I got my girls' passports individually. I paid for them, however much the cost was. I saved up the money to pay for them. That's what I did. Because some people say, well, I don't have the father, or what if I'm a single? Guess what? You got to go through the process just like I did, because while I was there, it was easier for me to sign the documents and then get them sent back to the mom so that she can get their passports without me being physically present, right? But guess what? When I got the paperwork in Thailand to sign off, because you got to get it notarized, I had a Thai notary and he signed the paper in blue ink. For whatever reason, he did the whole thing in blue ink. I don't know why. So I sent it back, and the U.S. was like, we only deal in black ink. Well, I don't even know what this is. So everything was I was so upset, but it was an experience that I had to learn from, because now I know, like, if I ever need to do something like that again, okay, it needs to be in black ink. And then, I need to let the Thai person know, because they just probably don't know how America does things. But that was how he said they needed to do it. Nevertheless, I ended up flying back. We went to go get their passports. Now, in the process of that, we already had everybody tickets paid for to come to Thailand on a one way. So, with that being said, when we went to go get their passports, we were able to show the tickets purchased already for the entire family. Me, the mother of my kids, and then my three girls at the time, who was able to show the tickets. So that's what made them expedite the passports faster. But we had to go to Houston to get it same day. Once we did that, now mind you, this is me. I'm telling you this because I was in Thailand a few months prior setting up, like finding the house for us and finding the lay of the land and making sure that by the time my family got there, I was able to put us in a van and take us wherever we needed to go because I knew where I was at already. I already had new locals and I knew stuff. So I made the transition easy for my family, so when getting there, now mind you, my girls was there during a time they were young enough to be homeschooled. They were young enough to not be enrolled into a international school. So, we could literally spend nothing but time with them, which is what we did. So it's like, I don't really understand when people say it's hard after that. I just think that the maybe planning may be hard for you, or maybe the discipline of sticking through with the plan may be hard for you. But once you get there, you're going to be confused because you're not going to know what to do with all that time. You're not. So I say that to say this. Watch this video, like this, subscribe to this. I hope this helped y'all. Love.